Hello, hello. Greetings, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome to another amazing day of the Daily Song. Today, we have a wonderful guest who is new to us. Well, new to Daily Antidote, not new to me because I've known Stuart Stotts from Lafarge, Wisconsin for many, many years, but I haven't seen him in a long time. So I'm super excited to introduce him to you. He's a wonderful singer and songwriter and works with children and teachers all over the world. But first, I want to say hello and welcome to all of you, and especially welcome and thank you to Carpe Diem Arts, who brings us all here together. So welcome, Stuart, and welcome, welcome everyone to the Daily Antidote of Song. Welcome, Joe, keeping us looking and sounding so good, along with Meredith. Hello, Pauline and Tommy in Newcastle, Aloysius in Massachusetts, Kim in Vancouver, and Susan G in Cincinnati. Hello, Athena and Sheila in Florida, Ruth and Clive in Bridge North. Ooh, where's that? In the UK, Dory and Ollie, and Arlene in Berkeley. Hello, Amanda and Miles in Michigan, Louise in Devon, UK, Sue in Seattle, Bonnie in Boise, Caroline in DC, Anne in Silver Spring, Carolyn always keeping me on track for day 1625. Hello, Fred in Silver Spring, Maryland, Lynn on Rockin' on Orcas Island, Sarah in Texas, Bob in Albany, Diane in Massachusetts, and let's see, where am I? Oh my goodness. Adele on her iPhone, Laris in the UK, Elizabeth playing her hammered dulcimer, Annette and Kat in Vermont, Phil in England, Carolyn in Connecticut, Marcia and LMG in Connecticut. If I didn't get you on the way in, I will certainly thank you and say farewell on the way out. Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. Hello, everyone. I'm Elise Witt coming to you from Pine Lake, Georgia, and I'm so excited to be here on another beautiful Monday. I'm very, very happy to bring Stuart Stotts from Lafarge, Wisconsin. We know each other through the Children's Music Network, and Stuart is an amazing, amazing songwriter and leader of songs, spreader of beautiful music and joy. Welcome, Stuart, to the Daily Antidote of Song.
What a pleasure to be here. And thanks to you, Elise, Jojo, and Mary for sort of doing all the work to make this happen today and beyond today. So I appreciate that. Yeah, so I want to play a song that I think will be pretty easy for people to sing. It's one, if you know the term zipper song, which just means it's a song that has one part that changes and the rest of it pretty much stays the same, which is great for, singing together. You don't have to learn some complicated chorus or whatever. So let me just sort of show you how it goes. And it has a call and response part to it, which you can just do. But I'm guessing with this group, you might actually do more than just that. So whatever is fine. So here's how it goes. I wrote this song for my daughter's wedding, actually, about a month ago. And they wanted something to walk out to. And so therefore this song is called When You Walk. When you walk, you got to walk in the light of love, in the light of love. When you walk, you got to walk in the light of love, in the light of love. Everywhere you go, everything you do, let that light wash over you. When you walk, you got to walk in the light of love. Okay, so that's the whole song, right? And I'll just pause for a moment. You can, like I say, you can do whatever you want. But the part that matters to me is that on the light of love response, you walk in the light, you actually put your hands up and sort of shake them, light of love, like that, because that only increases the joy that we're going to feel from this song. And then I'll put in a couple other things for this zipper song. All right, this time for real. When you walk, you got to walk in the light of love, in the light of love. That's right. When you walk, got to walk in the light of love, in the light of love. Well, everywhere you go, everything you do, let that love wash over love it. I love it. All right, so let's do, we'll put, because it is the Daily Antidote of Song, we'll put Sing in next. When you sing, you got to sing in the light of love, in the light of love. When you sing, you got to sing in the light of love, in the light of love. Well, everywhere you go, everything you do, let that love wash over you. When you sing, you got to sing in the light of love. And then, because at Teresa's wedding, which was in Sweden, it was this great event. Wonderful friends in an old barn, and these young people. I'm not sure how many young people are on this particular thing, but these young people on their 20s and 30s, they danced till like 3:30 in the morning, just stomping the floors of the barn. And I tried to stay awake for a while, and I did. But anyway, so I figured this is a good one to do next. When you dance, you got to dance in the light of love, in the light of love. When you dance, you got to dance in the light of love, in the light of love. Well, everywhere you go, everything you do, let that love wash over you. When you dance, dance in the light of love. Now, zipper songs can go on and on and on. We're not going to go on and on today. But my friend Tom Pease, we were talking about this song, and he started doing it when he performs. And he said, of course, it's not just about verbs. It can be about adjectives, too. In fact, it can be about hard times. And Get Married certainly can have this element of it. I didn't do this for them, but I was thinking about it. When you're scared, be scared in the light of love, in the light of love. When you're scared, be scared in the light of love, in the light of love. Well, everywhere you go, everything you do, let that love wash over you. When you're scared, be scared in the light of love. And then, as is traditional with zipper songs, you come back to the beginning. So that's what we'll do. We'll come back to walk. When you walk, got to walk in the light of love, in the light of love. When you walk, got to walk in the light of love, in the light of love. Well, everywhere you go, everything you do, let that love wash over you. When you walk, got to walk in the light of love, got the light of love, in the light of love.
Woo! In the light of love.
There you go. I would call this an event about the light of love. So
Oh
for
my
sure.
goodness. So beautiful. Love it. Love it. You
Thank
see,
you.
everyone is just like shining and smiling. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
So,
when you vote, I see that. Vote in the light of love. I like that.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. We
I don't
could
know why
go
we're thinking about that right now, but I suppose.
on. Yes. So, tell us a little bit about your traveling. I didn't know you were such a world traveler with your work.
Yeah, I've been incredibly fortunate over the last 10 or 15 years to get to travel really all over the world. I've worked a lot in international schools, which has been great. So there, English is a language there usually. And so I've been to Dar es Salaam, and I've been to Kuala Lumpur and lots of places in Europe.
Oh,
And on and on. But I'll tell you one of the most interesting things I did. If we're thinking about traveling, so I went to actually I'm wearing a shirt. Am I not like a safari shirt? I got to go on a safari to Tanzania about 10 years ago, and in the process, I wrote some songs about sort of incorporating Swahili and sort of the experience, especially of seeing these incredible animals. To be in their presence is unbelievable. But I met these musicians and we jammed, and it was great. And so I went back and I recorded most of an album with them. It's in the direction of Afro pop. It's some of them are, some are more, um, but that was an incredible experience to work with these musicians. It was like Graceland, but way at the bottom of things. So but it was still that same experience of this sort of cross cultural thing, and they added so much, so many ideas to the songs and both musically. So yeah, so I've been incredibly fortunate to just to get to
Wow.
travel.
What's the name of that album? Because I'm going to have to buy it immediately as soon as I get off this call.
Well, it's on the streaming services, so you don't even have to buy. In fact, I'm not sure you can't buy it in physical form because But it's called "A Dance for the Elephants' Lives," and it'll come up, on your Apple Music or your whatever. "Dance for the Elephants' Lives," and the title comes from getting to play in this village. I went to this village like way off, in Tanzania, and there was a group there that did a community dancing to try to raise awareness about elephant poaching. It was unbelievable, an unbelievable experience being with them. And so the song is called "Dance for the Elephants' Lives" because that's essentially what they're doing is um, doing that. But there are a bunch of there's a great lullaby on there called "Lala Salama," which I love. And I didn't I had actually I only probably sang half of the songs, but "Lala Salama" is a very beautiful lullaby. So
Wow.
anyway, yeah, yeah.
I'm going to have to learn all of those songs. I have two kids that speak Swahili, so
Start with "Lala Salama" because
I
that's
will.
that's a great one. So yeah,
And we both know that because of Joanne Hamill's "Good Night" in 10 languages song.
exactly. So, but yes, you're right about that. But one of the first nights I was there, on the pillow there was a little piece of paper and it said "Lala Salama Usiku Mwema," which means very much the same thing. So that's the chorus. Usiku Mwema Usiku. Um, and so both of those things are Swahili for sort of going to good dreams and all of that.
Wow, so
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, even if you are teaching in a school where there's English, I'm sure there's always opportunities to learn the language where you are and connect with the people.
Yeah, I've written a number of songs in Spanish. I lived in Costa Rica for a little while, so I've written, some songs in Spanish. Um, and I have a song in Arabic called Sabah il Hir, which is basically good morning, morning of light, it's called. Um, and it's an echo song. Um, and so, yeah, I kind of, because I write a lot of songs, so when I'm in a place like that, when I hear something, it tends to, know, come out.
Well, you do write a lot of songs because you've been doing a song premiere on Tuesdays, and you've been doing it for how long?
Yeah, yeah. So from March, I think it was the 20th back in 2020, back when everything was falling apart, as it were.
Right when Daily Antidote started.
I'm sure it was like right within a week or something,
Mhm.
Um, I started doing a new song every week. So and I put it, I started on Facebook and now I do it on Facebook and YouTube. You can find them all, and no one could, I mean, it's like 230 songs or something. So you're never going to listen to them all. But what's been interesting for me, I mean, that song I just played was one of the songs, but what's been interesting to me is just what it's done to the creativity of the daily discipline of sitting down to write and play, and how that just brings more songs. Kind of that's what I mean. I've always written songs, but there's something about making it my job that has meant okay, And my dad was a minister, and he for a while it was like every week he had to come up with a sermon, and I think it's not so unlike that. Although hopefully the songs are not quite as sermony. Some of them are just fun, they're about playing tug with a dog or something, But yeah, so that's been a really incredible practice to just write songs, write a
Wow.
new song every week. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Did you write songs even when you were a kid?
I started in high school, Um, yeah, I had a guitar. My parents gave me a guitar when I was in maybe fourth grade or something. And I played a little while and then dropped it. It was back in the folk craze, right? So I had a folk music teacher, Tom Dooley and Banks of the Ohio and things like that. And then, yeah, in high school, I picked it up and just really have never stopped. And didn't write a lot of songs then, but yeah, yeah.
You also write songs with the kids or with the teachers that you work with?
Often, yes. And I've written many, many songs, what I would call from scratch, where you go in and say, what are we going to write a song about today? Well, we're studying, I don't know, farming. Okay, write a song about farming, right? Where you're coming up with a melody, original melody, and chorus and verse, all that, And that's kind of That's sort of like to do it authentically in a way where kids are genuinely contributing ideas, as opposed to here, I got your idea, here you go. That
Right.
doesn't interest me. Um, and kids can generate melodies, absolutely. There's no question. Um, but that's like a 2 to 3 hour process to really do it. So that a lot of schools, they don't have that kind of time. You know, I've written a bunch of songs again, sometimes with Tom Pease. With schools want a school song. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so you interview people in the school and do that. That's like a 2 day process. But more recently, my approach has been to come into schools with songs where the chorus is set and the melody for the verse is set, and then writing a verse with kids. So you're really just writing the lyrics. But that you can do in 25 minutes. So it's just sort of more efficient, and schools are more interested in that because you can reach more kids. And I think kids' ownership of that is about 80% of what it would be if they wrote the whole song. So there's still a lot of ownership, but it's not the same.
But they never forget those songs,
They don't. They don't. I mean, I've had people, yeah. I don't. Do you write songs with kids, Elise?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
I've been working at this special purpose middle school for teenage refugee girls, and we're just celebrating our 15-year anniversary and put out a songbook of 55 songs that we've written over the course of these 15 years. And I actually ran into a girl at the post office last week from year one, and you know, I think if those any of those students run into each other anywhere in the world, they're going to know the Global Village Project song. They're going to know Imagine a Circle. There's these, songs that everybody knows. And yeah, sorry, I wish you were going to be here on September 28th because we're having a giant celebration and I'm trying to get people from all the 15 years. Yeah.
That's
But
unbelievable. And you have the this tradition now, where people are sort of plugging into it in the best possible way, right?
right, right.
And you have this collective work that you can draw on even as you create new ones. That's fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
and kids, I don't know, middle school can be a little more challenging for singing. A lot of middle school kids don't want to sing. They've had that, washed out of them at that point. So most of my work has been elementary, although I've worked in middle schools and high schools. What's really fun is to work with high school choirs because they're great singers. So you write this song and they just have these great singing.
Awesome. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I have it good because these are, immigrant and refugee students, so they don't have quite they are middle school girls, they are
But
teenagers, but they don't quite have all the stuff that
yeah.
American teenagers come with.
And are
So,
they coming from cultures where people are more likely to sing together?
yeah, everywhere. They're from
Yeah.
all over. But
Right,
yes,
right,
yeah, so singing is an important part and we're just trying to get singing into more schools too, right?
right.
Um,
Yeah. I
as a
mean, I think that, when people will like, I do like early childhood conferences, with working with teachers and sometimes I think my job is just to remind people of the joy and power of singing together. That's like the heart of my job. And
Yeah,
that's something that is harder to access for people in around where I live. There just aren't the opportunities or whatever. But there are people doing that work. But on the whole, it feels like that power is not in most people's hands.
right. That thinking that it's possible. Whereas, as kids, everyone sings and sang and
Yeah, right. And
yeah,
you need a group to do that with too, because as I'm sure I mean, you must have experienced this 1,000 times. Singing full out with a group of people around you, where your own voice is like barely heard, and you're so taking, that's an unbelievable experience. And I think it's why I'm so drawn. Although you wouldn't know it to look at me, I'm not really a gospel singer, but that's why I love gospel music because that is, and that last song I did has sort of a gospel feel to it.
mhm,
I love what that does for people to sing
yeah,
together like that.
yeah. It's so incredible that that can be felt on the Daily Antidote of Song, and we're in all, we're just like all over the place, but yet as we've been doing for 1,625 days, um, with, song leaders from all over. And there are song leaders from different parts of the world that come on and teach us. So, um,
It's an unbelievable project, really, to do that and to give people the chance to sing together, as long as they're muted, because it's what a great thing to do in the middle of your day, And apparently there is software on the horizon where we can actually make music in real time together, but I think we're not quite there yet in a way that's accessible.
even Zoom is getting better, actually, with smaller groups.
Yeah.
I hear a rumor that you have a second song for us.
I do, and I thought so that's a new song, right? That one I played for you, and I thought I'd play you an old song here, and this song's been some people on this podcast, Zoom meeting may know this song because it's been around. It's been recorded by a bunch of people, and I wrote this song like almost 40 years ago, right? But it's made its way around, and so let me teach you how the chorus goes, and then we'll do it. This isn't really about my family per se. Although my mom did play the piano, we sang some, but it was a woman named Faye at a retirement center who gave me kind of the idea for this song. And I wrote it next day on the bus, and like I say, it's made its way around. So here's how the chorus goes. And again, I thank you to everyone for doing this, and Jojo, Mary, and Elise in particular for making it all work today. So here's how the chorus goes. There was music in my mother's house. There was music all around. There was music in my mother's house, and my heart's still full with the sound. So that's the chorus, and you probably already have it, and if you don't, the only tricky line is my heart's still full with the sound. And I've played this song a lot, and at like senior center kinds of places, and I've had people come up to me and say, "Oh yeah, we sang that song when I was a kid." I'm like, "Well, no, you didn't, but it's okay." It's got a little bit of that feel anyway. So here we go. There were wind chimes in the window, bells inside the clock, an organ in the corner, and tunes on a music box. We sang while we were cooking or working in the yard. We sang because our lives were really hard. There was music in my mother's house. There was music all around. There was music in my mother's house, and my heart's still full with the sound. She taught us all piano, but my sister had the ear. She could play the harmony for any song she'd hear. I don't claim much talent, but I've always loved to play. I guess I will until my dying day. Maybe a little bit louder. There was music in my mother's house. There was music all around. There was music in my mother's house, and my heart's still full with the sound. Those days come back so clearly, although I'm far away. She gave me the kind of gifts I love to give away. And when my mother died and she'd sung her last song, we sat in the living room singing all night long. It's call and response here. Singing la la, la la. Singing the front porch songs, singing the old torch songs, la la, la la. Singing the hymns to send her home. And there was music in my mother's house. There was music all around. There was music the chorus one more time, like this. There was music in my mother's house. There was music all around. There was music in my mother's house, and my heart's still full with the sound. And my heart's still full with the sound. And my heart's still full with the sound.
And our hearts are full with a sound. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Stuart.
Thanks for having me on here, and thanks
What
for
a
doing the work
beautiful
to
pair
keep
of
this
songs.
going.
And I think you have too many. We're going to have you back. So
Always be happy to come back.
great. Maybe we'll have you sometime when you're somewhere far away. I don't know. Think
Well,
about it.
then you never know about the internet connection, but yes.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, thank you so, so much for coming in and singing two absolutely wonderful, wonderful songs. I knew it would be a great day with you here today. Thank you. Thank you. And now it's time for me to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for joining from the live stream. Thank you, Susan G. in Cincinnati, Paul and William. William's about to celebrate his 100th birthday. Woohoo!
Woo!
Thank you, Athena, coming in from Brooklyn, and Dory and Ollie, and Arlene in Berkeley. Thank you, Sue in Seattle, Caroline in DC, and Apneji. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I need to find out about that. Where are you coming in from? Type it in if you can. Oh, thank you, Carolyn in Boise. Thank you, Mary, for making us sound and look so good. Thank you, Linda, for rocking on Orcas Island. Sarah singing in Texas. Bob in Albany. Thank you, Laris in the UK. And Becky and Bonnie in the Boise ID. Thank you, Annette in California. Sheila in Florida. Hoda in British Columbia. Thank you, Bob and Mabel and the Bears in Massachusetts. Joe for bringing us all together yet another time. Thank you, Louise in Devon, that's in the UK. Thank you, Kim on Vancouver Island. Thank you, Jamie in Victoria, Fred in Silver Spring, and Linda in Concord, Massachusetts. Ruth and Clive having a wonderful sunny day in Bridgenorth, UK. Adele on her iPhone. Trish in Victoria. Anne in Silver Spring. Storm in Massachusetts. Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Diane in Massachusetts. Aloysius also in Massachusetts. Elizabeth in California. Kat in Vermont. Carol in Connecticut. LMG in Connecticut. Anne in Silver Spring. Somerville. And Phil in Great Britain. Thank you, everyone, for joining on the Daily Antidote of Song. Beautiful. Thank you. See you all again soon. Thanks again, Stuart.